What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Sister Sister Radio Show. I am your favorite sister, Narkelia, and I am finally back. Even though I did have a blast in Chicago and in Tampa, there is nothing like home. So I'm glad to be back in my space by myself and just enjoying myself, because alone time is very important time, and being alone does not mean being lonely. I think some people get those two things misconstrued. Alone time is very healthy, and I cherish and value all of my alone time. So I'm excited to be back home in Atlanta. Even though I'm back, I'm still hella busy. I still got stuff to do all day, every day. I just finished mentoring today some wonderful high school girls with this great organization called Be Fly Girls. So shout out to them. I'm thankful to be a part of this new organization because I've been looking to try to mentor for some time now. And you know, guys, you know how we talk about your phones spying on you and listening to you, and you know, you could talk about one thing and next thing you know, you're on your social media and an ad pops up for it. So I must have been talking about mentoring, and my phone, I'll put a D on it. My phone must have been listening to me, because I go to my IG and I see mentoring with Be Fly Girls. And so, you know, one thing led to another, looked up information, and now I'm a mentor. So I'm super, super, super excited to be doing that, because I love the youth, specifically those in high school who are getting ready to go out into the world and who, you know, still don't have it figured out. You know, teachers and parents may be making them feel like they have to already have a decision made. And sometimes, most times, it's okay if you don't. And I just wanted to be a mentor to really just make sure that young people understand that, specifically young women of color. So I'm really excited. But anyway, today, guys, you know, this is my show. And this is the space where I let you guys into my life in hopes that it will spark something in your life, or give you an idea, give you a boost, give you motivation, give you something to think about, or just be that person where you like, I feel the same damn way. Like, oh my God, somebody thinks like I do. So today I want to talk about, of course, you guys know I'm single now. And I need to talk about, and this might become a regular thing, like maybe once a month I talk about it, or once every 3 months. But I want to talk about dating after marriage, because this has been, and I'm not like I haven't been on a date, actually. I mean, I haven't actually been on a date with someone where someone takes me out. But I guess I am a prospect, so to speak, and I, you know, do look at people and, you know, get to know people. But it's really interesting being single out here in these streets. And I'm finally starting to see with a lot of my homegirls and friends used to say in the past about dating when I was still married. And I just have some really interesting things that have happened to me. I feel like I got single written on my forehead now because of the way certain people, and of course you guys know that I love women, but the way in which the opposite sex men have been like all up in my space recently, like of course they don't know I'm not interested, but it's almost like I got single tatted on my forehead, across my face somewhere, and I've just been having a very interesting time being a single lady out here in these streets. But one thing I want to touch on first is that, you know, back in the day, not even that old, but I found that people were much more, I want to say aggressive maybe, much more forward in, you know, talking to someone that they're attracted to in making, their intentions known or something. But what I have been finding is that people will stare you down until that they're interested, stare you down until you feel like you're compelled to go talk to them. Or people will like 15 of your photos in a row on Instagram, or make cute comments under your posts on Facebook or something to force you to talk to them. No one is really forward anymore. And it's kind of been annoying to me because, okay, this is also where I'm trying to break my own bad habit and my own comfort zone, because I am a feminine woman. Even though I have aggressive personality traits, I'm a feminine woman. I like to be courted or whatever. That's what I grew up seeing. That's what I like. It feels great. Whatever. So it's annoying to me that I have to be the aggressor now. Not the courter, because once I approach, then I guess they open up, which is weird. But anywho, I'm not used to it, and it low-key annoyed me, when I was out here and I would see somebody checking me out. I'm like, they could just come over here and say something, because ladies, when someone's checking you out. And typically in the past, prior to marriage, the person would just come over and say something. Excuse me, miss, hey, what's up? Anything. Not anything. But now things have been completely different. And in talking to other single people and people who you would typically think would be the person to go approach someone or approach a woman specifically, they fear rejection. The fear of rejection is real out here. And that's something that I kind of like. I'm the type of person where the worst somebody can say is no. So what? They say no, you keep it moving. But there's a lot of sensitive people out here these days. And not to be judgmental about your sensitivity, because everybody has different sensitivity levels. You have a right to be who you are. That is great. But I just happen to notice that there are a lot more fearful and sensitive people out here than I'm used to seeing and being around. And, to hear so many people having this fear of rejection when it comes to dating, it kind of just I don't know, it kind of makes me just kind of want to fall back, because I'm not going to be approaching people all the time. Listen, I'll do this 1 or 2 times now, but I'm not trying to make this my life, okay? I still like to be courted, even though I have been stepping out of my comfort zone and being the person that does the approaching, but I don't want to keep being the aggressor the entire time. That's not, nothing I am looking for. Also, one thing I wanted to touch on is staying true to who you are. And what I mean by that is, a lot of times with women who love women, women who are looking to date women, be in relationships with women, queer women, they go from relationship to relationship, back to back. There's not enough time to process the feelings from the last relationship, to really make sure that the decisions that you're making going forward aren't stemming from things you went from in your past. Not everything from your past should be affecting the next person or how you treat the next person. Now, granted, it's great to use mistakes from your past to avoid red flags, but you shouldn't be taking things like insecurity into your next relationship. Things like clinginess, you should really just take time to get to know you again after a relationship. And that can take many months. Even for some people, I feel like, for instance, for me, I've been saying, and I have been open and honest, when I meet someone, that I am not looking for a relationship for a very long time. I do not want to be exclusive where it's just me and you dating. I don't. I need you to be comfortable with me getting to know other people as well, because that is what dating is. If you're trying to date exclusively, okay, then you're just trying to be my girlfriend. Let's stop putting the word dating on it. Dating to me is truly, I'm getting to know who I feel attracted to at that time. And I need for you to be okay with that. And I'm not looking to be with just one person for a long time. And I say a long time because I don't want to put a time limit on myself, so to speak. Because who knows? I mean, could it be ready for a relationship next year? Could it be ready for a relationship 10 years from now? Could it be ready for one 5 to 7 years from now? You just don't, I just don't know. And so I just go into it telling, whoever's trying to get to know me what it is up front. But what I have noticed is that people may feel like I feel about not wanting to be in relationships or whatever. But what I've been noticing that's been happening in this dating world, they'll start dating this woman who is ready for a relationship right now. And instead of sticking to their, goals and what they know they need, they bend it and get into these relationships and situationships because they fear that, I will never get a shot with this person again. Or, they're just so cool, like, I want to have them right now. Or whatever it is. And they end up in these weird situations that turn into some very bad situations because you went against what you knew you really wanted to do. Which, I'm out here like, hey, you can be cool as hell. We can have everything in common. You can love to hike with me. You can love cooking healthy foods. You can love mentoring. You could also be doing a podcast. We can have everything in common. You could be a little sarcastic, funny. But I know I'm not ready for a relationship. And I'm not going to enter into one with you just because we vibe really well. Because it's going to become unfair to you when a couple of months down the road, I'm like, ready to get to know somebody else. When up front, you can just say that, because a lot of times what people don't understand is when you're upfront about your feelings and what you want to people, you'll be surprised who's also on that same page with you. And there's no fear in losing out or, dang, they could have been the one, because what's meant for you is meant for you. When you are ready to settle down to a relationship or whatever, who is meant for you is going to be there. Just give yourself time to heal. And I mean, even for me personally, I like spending so much time alone to make sure that when I am enjoying someone's company, it's not because I'm lonely. I like to get to know me to make sure that I don't ever get to a point of desperation and loneliness because I fear being by myself. No, I love me. And you need to get to a point where you love you. You're comfortable with being with just you in a room, in a space. You're comfortable with getting to know yourself, loving yourself, before you can start giving out all that good, magical greatness to other people. You need to get to know yourself. Give yourself time. And everybody's amount of time is different, but you damn sure need more than a week now. Because sometimes emotions come out when you least expect it. I mean, I literally had, it was least expected. I had emotions just flare up on me out of nowhere. And really it was because of a situation that happened, but just, it made me realize I'm still a little bit angry at certain things. And so I need to process that anger all the way before I take that into another relationship with someone else, which is why I'm not looking for that. And two, I like getting to know several people right now. I mean, I think it's cool. I think it's cool as hell just on the surface level, where, it's just different personalities, seeing people's different views of the world, meeting different women who are doing these extraordinary things in their lives. And I just think women are wonderful beings in general, even outside of not even having a romantic involvement at all. just getting to know these different people that I wouldn't have gotten to know otherwise has just been something great, even if it doesn't, end up with a dating title on it. It's just been a really cool experience for me. And every time that I am honest with someone about my goals in dating, it makes me feel even better and even more comfortable to talk to the next person. And it's kind of like once you break that ice, you can then continuously have conversations with people without it being awkward, having conversations with people without being weird, sparking those conversations, being the person, like, even though I did say I want to be courted and things, and I do mean that, but I'm a lot more comfortable after I got, the first person out of the way that I approached. I'm a lot more comfortable approaching people, like, and not even on some, hey girl, let me get your number, but just sparking that conversation. And even though I don't like small talk, but starting that small talk on something that is relatable to that person, that then leads to, whatever is supposed to be next between the two of you. And also, y'all, be a good reader of energies too. Like, that's something that some of us are gifted in and some people have to work on. Like, feel people's energy, because there's a lot of times where, people have approached me and I feel like I'm giving off the vibe that I ain't interested, but people don't know social cues or something these days. I was talking to my coworker friend about this. Like, I read body language, I read eye contact, I read into, not read into, but I listen to what you say. And I, grab onto social cues. If you ain't feeling it, I'm going to move on. A lot of people don't get that. Like, I don't necessarily want to have to say every time, I'm not interested. I need people to start picking up on these damn social cues. Like, how do people learn that? I don't know. But in some way or form, start learning social cues and picking up on people's energies. Like, read up on body language and stuff. Just because, not everyone wants to feel like they're being mean and saying, no, thank you, I'm not interested. Learn when to walk away, folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, learn when to walk away. Anyway, the next thing I want to touch on is a companionship piece, because I went abruptly from living and sharing my life with someone to living alone. And while I do enjoy myself, I do love myself, and getting to know myself, there are those times where I do miss companionship. Like, because I always had somebody to do some shit with me. Like, you always got somebody to do something with when you in a relationship, hopefully, if you like the same things. So that's like the one thing that I do like, because also all my friends are booed up too. So that companionship piece has really kind of been not necessarily a challenge, because I've also been learning to do things by myself, like going to eat by myself. It is okay. I will sit at the bar and order food and eat by myself. And a lot of times that I end up talking or sparking a conversation with someone else who is just chilling. But wanting to do activities with another person. Because even though, like, I can go do something like rock climbing by myself, things are always funner. Is funner a word? More fun. I just made up funner. The funnest. I don't know. They're more fun when you do them with someone else. Certain activities are. So that's the only thing. Well, not the only thing. That's one of few things I'm getting used to, is not having the constant companionship, because I can get my friends to go do things with me every now and again. But that constant companionship is one thing that is a little different for me. But at the same time, it is forcing me to be okay with doing things by myself and still having a good time, because that's when you meet strangers that become friends or associates or rock climbing buddies or movie buddies or whatever. And you guys start making little friend dates together. So there's also really, and you guys know, I try to look for the positive in just about everything. So there's really a lot of positive parts to what I feel like is a lack of companionship, because then I get to find this new companionship in other people. And once again, not even on any type of romantic thing, but, you know, and I keep using rock climbing because I really do. I love indoor rock climbing. But, you know, I'm vibing with somebody on rock climbing. Like, hey, let's meet every Tuesday morning and go rock climbing. Like, I've just made a rock climbing date. And it's nothing. It could be platonic. And who knows? It could develop into something. But that's not what I'm going into looking for. And that's another thing with this dating. I find that a lot of people are going into it looking for relationship up front. I don't think enough people are looking into just let me get to know you, and not let me get to know you so that I can send you your favorite flowers to your job, or so that I can surprise you with gifts, but because I think you are a cool ass person worth knowing. Because I want to care about what you got going on. And for me, because, you know, when the other person lets me know that they're looking for a relationship or what have you, I kind of fall back on wanting to get to know them, because I don't want them to think that I'm getting to know them so that I can romance them. It kind of then puts me in a weird space. So I don't, you know, I feel like I'm the only person out here dating for real. Everybody else just looking for a girlfriend. Because, like, I mean, I just want to get to know you just because I think you're a wonderful human being. I don't want to get to know you just for the simple fact that I want to use this information to get you, to call you mine, to be in a relationship with you. No, I just want us to vibe as humans, one human to another. What I also am finding too, y'all, is that I like meeting people that don't live here. I am sometimey. I'm gonna tell you guys, if you know, y'all know what sometimey is. Sometimes I might be feeling like hanging out with you. Sometimes I won't. And I need that to be okay. And that I've learned will work out better if the person is long distance. Because I feel like if you're here in the same city, I'm too accessible. You know I'm off on Tuesdays. I'm off on whatever other days. And and not that some people do feel like they have the right to be in your space when you're off and when you're free. And I don't want that. And I also don't want to be out here just hurting people's feelings all the time. Like I said, I don't have an issue with being honest at all and sharing my feelings. But what I've also learned is that people take honesty for rudeness, because I literally will say, I'm not really feeling like hanging out today. But when I say that, it's taken as, oh my gosh, she doesn't like me. What have I done? And that's not necessarily the case. This is a purely personal thing. I don't want to hang out today. And I feel like I should be able to say that. And I do think I should be able to say that. But a lot of people take that, harshly. I don't know why. I like honesty. But so I do, I'm empathetic to people. So, so that I won't be this ass all the time. Like, I prefer to meet people that don't live in the same city I live in. And another reason for that too is because I also like to travel. I like to be able to say, I'm going to this place, I'm going to that place. And not just to see that person, but to also get a chance to see a new city, be exposed to some new cultures, do some different types of activities, and get into some new adventures. So I like, if I can hang out with a cool ass person and be exposed to a cool ass place at the same time, that's a win-win. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. They can visit here and I take them to see whatever sites are here, and we just have a cool ass time. And I think that's dope. I know a lot of people can't do long distance anything, but once again, I think it's because a lot of times people are going into this looking for a relationship off rip instead of taking it for what it is at the moment. Live in the present. Whatever happens in the future is going to happen. Worry about that later, but live in the present when it comes to getting to know people. I enjoy the moments, the current moments that I have with people. That I've had some magical moments with people, and I don't know, I love it. Like I said, I'm just really loving and enjoying getting to know various people. I think women specifically, are amazing. And I want to touch on this because recently when I was told you guys a little bit, like I just had a situation that really let me know that I'm angry about certain things from my marriage, and working through that it let me know, first thing it did was it gave me a newfound sense of empathy towards people who do harbor certain feelings and take that with them through the rest of their lives. And when I say empathy, I say I get it. I get where you're coming from. Now, I don't think it's healthy that you do that, but I get where you're coming from. I get how it can happen where you take things from one relationship to another, especially when you really love the person and you really, feel like you gave everything. But then it also gave me a reality check for myself, in that, I really had to I had to life coach myself for a second. Because, I low-key think I'm a life coach, y'all. And, I'm going to share some things with y'all in a minute. But anyway, back to this. It made me life coach myself in that I had to say, Narkelia, this is fucked up. I know you're feeling this type of way. I know you're feeling taken advantage of. I know you're feeling whatever. However, you have to let the universe and karma, or whatever you believe in out there, you have to let that handle that person. And you have to keep being you, because you are amazing. You are awesome. And you are love. And when you are ready, you're going to receive those things back. And that literally, and I'm actually tearing up a little bit about it, but in a happy way, because I literally talked life into myself. You know what I'm saying? I literally calmed myself down. I literally threw away negative energy that was threatening to ruin my moment, my day, and potentially my future relationships with people who are deserving of everything I have to offer, and vice versa. I literally talked myself down from that, and I was proud of myself for that. But I also went back to, I know a lot of people aren't able to do that. And this leads me to my next thing, because I've really been wanting to get into life coaching to help people do that type of shit. Like, I've literally been researching how to become a life coach, guys. Let me know how y'all feel about that. DM me on that. I want to know how y'all feel about me being a life coach. I'm really interested to see what you feel about it. But because I think that we have the capabilities of losing the best parts of ourselves, or letting a relationship diminish or have us suppress the best parts of ourselves. And it's not fair to ourselves, and it's not fair to who is meant for us next, or the persons that are meant for us next, because not everybody is wanting to be in standard monogamous relationships, so whatever you're into. But I really think, and that's also why I strongly feel that you gotta give yourself time to heal after each relationship, because when you move so quickly from one to the next, you're sometimes, and I'm not going to say every time because I don't want to speak to everybody's situations, but sometimes, and honestly, most times, you end up diminishing, suppressing, and killing some of the best parts of yourself. And it's unfair to that next person that you're moving on to so quickly, because if you're wanting to enter into a relationship with them, they deserve the best parts of you as well as you deserve the best parts of them. Everybody needs to enter into relationships, marriages as whole people. You guys can't keep going into relationships as bits and pieces, because you're putting your shit off on that other person and they don't deserve it. Then you turning them into bits and pieces, and then the cycle just continues and continues. And we gotta break the cycle, ladies. And you know what? Pause. Time out. Speaking of me talking to you ladies, I gotta say, even though I'm very appreciative of guys listening to the show, because I do have very well-rounded topics, but I have to make it clear, just in case anyone new out there doesn't know, this show is about women's empowerment. That is the focus of Sister Radio Show. So while I do appreciate feedback from fellas, while I do thank the men out there and guys out there for listening, this ain't for you. So I ain't changing my format for you. I'm not changing what we talk about for you, because this is about women's empowerment. I want to feed into women. I want women to get what they need out of this show to go out here and tackle this damn world that don't care about us for real. That's who this show is for. Okay, now back to it. But yes, ladies, heal yourselves. And in healing yourselves, it is okay to have a third party help with that in the form of a therapist. Many of us need therapy. In the form of life coaching, if that's what you prefer over therapy. Or both. Nothing wrong with that. And I know it's still a taboo subject for people to go to therapy or seek help from others, but we can't always do it alone. And even though, like I said, I was able to life coach myself out of a situation, a lot of us can't. And there's a lot of situations I can't life coach myself out of. There's situations I will have to vent to my bestie too. There's situations I do feel like, hell, I might need to go see a therapist for or a life coach for. There will be situations, because I'm still growing, I'm still learning, and even though I've been through quite a bit of things in life at the age of 32, I know that there will be a lot more things that I'll have to go through, and there's no telling how those things are going to affect me. And so I would not mind sitting down and speaking to someone who's going to listen to what I have to say and it be confidential and give me great feedback and pour into me as well. So yes, ladies, take your time. Yeah, he might seem like he look good. Yeah, she might seem like she's a great catch. But if you know you are not ready yet, and you know, a lot of y'all know, don't enter into these relationships with these people because you're not giving them your best. You're going to end up draining them and exhausting them. And they're going to eventually stop giving you their best. So make sure you're entering into relationships when you're ready as whole as possible. Because everyone deserves that. You deserve someone who's as whole as possible. And they deserve you to be as whole as possible. But enough about that deepness. Back to me in this dating. But y'all, I'm just out here trying to live. I'm not even, like I said, and one part of me even though I tell you guys, I really don't care what people have to say. And most of the time, I really don't care what folks got to say about my life and about my decisions. But even in me dating and, getting to know amazing women, I sometimes question myself, like, are you getting to know people too quick? And then I'm like, shit, no, I'm ready. I'm ready to get to know people. I'm ready to, be romanced or whatever. Like, I'm ready for that. Like, I went through the 7 stages of, is it grief? Whatever, grief. Like, I'm content in knowing and being sure of that myself. So I am excited about what's to come in this dating world. Like I said, I'm excited even to just get to know people. I'm also curious because I haven't been on a date yet, and because I've been dating, I've been getting to know different types of women. Like, of course, you have your studs, and then that's what I'm used to. But then, like, I'm also, like, checking out the aggressive feminine women. Like, hey, we both got on heels out here, but who gonna pay for this check, though? So I'm interested to see how all of this is going to go. My friends who are not queer women definitely asked me some really interesting questions that I will share with you guys on later volumes of the Dating After Marriage Chronicles. But, and I want to have people on, too, talking about this dating. Not necessarily dating after marriage, but dating period. Because I want to get a different perspective than just me dating after marriage. So, y'all stay tuned. I'm going to start doing these dating chronicles, like I said, maybe once a month, just to give it time to, have enough to talk about with you guys. And I want you guys to share with me if you're out here dating too. Let me know some of the stuff you're going through. Also, I'll share it on the show if you want to. I can keep it anonymous. I won't say your name or anything. But I'm interested to hear about your dating woes or your great dating moments. I want to know all about them. You could DM me at Your Favorite Sistah on IG. You can DM me at Sister Sistah. That's SisterSistah.radio on IG. You can email Sister Sistah at sistersistah.info@gmail, or you can email me at yourfavoritesistah@gmail.com. I'm interested to know your stories. I'm interested to share your stories because I think that the more we share our life experiences with each other, the more we help others learn and avoid mistakes, and the more we grow as people. So I love sharing this. Some people do in my personal life come up and say, I can't believe you shared that on the air. I can't believe you talk about this. But you guys are my people. You guys are my supporters. You're my family now. Once you start becoming a listener of Sister Sistah Radio Show, you are officially my family. And we're sharing here. There's no shame on this show. There's no judgment zone on this show. If you want to come on here and sit on this couch with me and share as well, let me know. Even if you don't live here in Atlanta, there's Skype technology. We can always share together. If you want to be on here, I am open to that. I love to have people on here with me sharing in the conversation. But that is all I have for you guys today on this volume of Dating After Marriage. Like I said, I will continue to share this with you because A, it's interesting as hell. B, it's my form of venting about it too, y'all. And C, maybe some of my sisters out here going through the same shit. So y'all stay tuned every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Follow me again at sistersistah.radio on IG or my personal page, Your Favorite Sistah on IG, on Twitter at Sister Sistah. Facebook is Sister Sistah Radio Show. There's even a YouTube now where the podcast is, and that's Sister Sistah Radio Show on YouTube. Just look us up. And thank you guys so much for always listening. Thank you for being supportive. Thank you for your feedback. I do welcome feedback. I just want you to know that, but I just had to check the men real quick. But I do welcome feedback from you, and I do welcome topic ideas. If you want to hear me discuss a particular topic, I am definitely open to that, and I will research if I don't know about it, just so I can make sure I'm, giving the correct information to everyone out there. But I love you guys so much. Ladies, you are light. Let your light shine within so that it can shine outward. Take your time. Be patient with yourself. Especially if you are coming out of marriage. Be patient with yourself. Allow those random moments of emotions to come as they may and to pass as they may. Don't rush them. Don't force them. Just allow yourself to be, get to know yourself again, get to love yourself again, and just start this healthy, happy journey that is your life, your new life. So I love you guys again. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.